of Edith. Now, see, Edith, that's how you tell a story. And it's a true story. That is a true story, but my point for today is you're in a story. You are a story. You're actually many, many stories. Why trump on that story? Why make it, well, I'm just sitting here. I don't know what I'm doing here. And you're in a story. Could you really bring it to light? I use stories to, that's it for now, Linda. Thank you. I use stories to tell a story. I use stories to, as in the book, to share wisdom, to keep it interesting, to keep it from getting so boring. Have you ever been in one of these processing sessions with other people, like a spiritual processing session? Dreary they are, dreary. And I know some of you are going, oh, but I do that for a living. Well, change your living. They're dreary because people can't laugh, don't laugh at their own stories. They take themselves so damn serious. And when you realize it's all a story, we take the Edith story, for instance, and we put a little light to it. We sprinkle on a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of vinegar to make it interesting. Because there is sugar and salt in vinegar in her life. We embellish it, not lying about it, but embellishing it because, as I've said so often, dear friends, that you get caught in these concepts of yourself. And then you believe they're true. You have experiences that have happened in your earlier years of your life. And you think that's what happens. And then you're suddenly in a rut. It's dreary, like these processing counseling sessions, or everybody sits around talking about their dreary lives. My God, I wish somebody would stand up and say, I got a story. I got a great story. Here I was, a lost angel. Here I was on this planet Earth in this physical body, which I detest to this day. I can't stand this body. Here I was, so traumatized by the energies of people all around me, so vicious, so vile, so threatening. They would steal not only your blood and your money, but your very soul if they could. What did I do? I resorted to drowning myself in drink. I became an alcoholic. Yes, I was abusive to my family. I lost my job and I lost all my money. But you know, someone has to dive into the deepest, darkest despair. Somebody has to see how deep and low the abyss is, and that's what I did with my Jack Daniels.
Are you describing me?
You know, that's the difference between, well, you know, I'm an alcoholic. I don't have a life. I come to these meetings. I drink coffee, and I'm really bored to shit. Your life is a story. And this is just a representation. You're in here. Your energy, your experiences. Your life is a story. Make it interesting. You know, so I don't know if I can get up on stage and do what you're doing there, Adamus. I don't know if I have it in me to tell my story. You do. You just take a deep breath and you just flow with it. You get out of your mind and you just have some fun with it. I was in the deepest, darkest of all hell, a hell that no other human had ever gone that deep. But I emerged from that. I learned from this that I couldn't just be in my light. I learned that I just couldn't be the good girl or the good boy. It was driving me mad. So what did I do? I dove as deep as I could. I rode that alcohol train all the way to the bottom. And what I learned is that I am both light and dark. I have learned that to be real one cannot just try to be the good self, the clean self. To be real, one needs to dive as deep as they can go into all their problems, not running from their problems, not hiding from those voices in your mind, but to immerse as deep as you can into every part of yourself. That's a story.
Whoa.
That's a story. So a few more. What's your story? Try to follow that.